Let's be honest. How do you get marketing and sales to actually care about their budgets and participate in a regular forecasting process? If you work in finance, you know this is one of the hardest parts of the job. When you rely on decentralized budgeting in Excel, it usually turns into a nightmare. You send out your carefully crafted templates, and what do you get back? Broken formulas, missing data, and endless emails chains trying to figure out why a variance happened. Department heads don't want to live in complex spreadsheets, and finance is left spending hours just picking up the pieces and consolidating files instead of actually analyzing the numbers. Full disclosure, Abacum is sponsoring this video series, but I only agreed to this partnership because I kept hearing from other finance leaders that this tool is exceptional. I didn't just want to do a standard review. I actually went to their headquarters in New York City to meet the team and see the engine under the hood. After hours of talking to the team and reviewing the tool myself, I decided to take you along on this journey to see exactly what Abacum can do. In today's video, we are breaking down silos. I'll show you the budgeting workflow, demonstrating exactly how department heads can enter their own data into Abacum with restricted views. This means your master model stays safe, but the input remains decentralized and accountable. Let's dive in. Let's start by looking at how you actually collect this data without sending out dozens of spreadsheets. To get your actuals in, Abacum has 20 to 30 native connections, plus close to 200 other connections using tools like Fivetran to automatically pull your data. In Abacum, the areas where you interact with your models and gather inputs are called spaces. You can think of a space as your interactive dashboard or your budget planning template. Let's say Paul is the head of marketing. When Paul logs into Abacum, he doesn't see the entire company's complex financial model. Instead, he sees a space that is specifically set up and automatically filtered just for his department's data. Right inside this view, you can provide Paul with specific instructions on exactly how he needs to input his data. You can even assign him specific tasks complete with due dates so nothing falls through the cracks. When it's time to actually enter the numbers, the process is incredibly straightforward. Paul can simply double-click anywhere he needs to add information, which opens up a table where he can edit values and input his data directly. And when he's done, he simply scrolls up and changes the status from in progress to for review. And you, as the finance manager, would get a notification. Then you can approve or decline each expense, and the head of marketing sees it in his approved or declined table below. And if Paul still absolutely loves spreadsheets and refuses to leave them, he doesn't have to. Abacum allows users to sync data directly from Google Sheets or push and pull numbers through an Excel add-in. Now here's the best part for finance. Because Paul is working in a restricted space, he does not have the ability to go in and mess with the formulas. As finance, you completely own the formula. In fact, Abacum does away with fragile cell-level logic altogether. Instead of writing and maintaining logic at each individual cell level, you define a formula at the metric level, treating a metric like a tiny data cube. The beauty of this is extreme scalability. If you add new products, new customers, or new vendors, they automatically inherit that formula based on the dimensions you've activated. Let's look at another example. Say the head of sales comes in to do an ARR forecast. They can look at different scenarios, like a bull case and a bear case, and play around with the numbers without it affecting your base case scenario. They can change the drivers, such as assigning different probabilities to their pipeline ratings, and instantly see how that impacts their forecast. But these drivers don't even have to be manual inputs. You can connect Abacum directly to your CRM system, meaning your forecast and driver inputs automatically update based on live sales qualified leads or MQLs pulling directly from your pipeline. Once a department head is done inputting their data, all they have to do is move their status from in progress to review. You, as the head of finance, will then get a notification. From your master view, you have an approval table where you can go in and approve or reject these submissions as they come through. You can easily see the status of each department and how they're tracking against their budget and forecast. If something looks off, you can drill down into those levels of detail. But instead of starting an email chain or sending Slack messages that get lost in the day-to-day, you can have a conversation with the department owner localized right there to that variance. The full history is stored right at the cell level, giving you a complete audit trail so you can always go back and see what happened. And when you're done with a cycle, let's say your 2+10 forecast is approved, all of that is locked, and you automatically move to the 3+9 version. Let's talk about the most notoriously messy part of collaborative finance, and that's headcount planning. In Abacum, this is handled exceptionally well. And the first thing worth knowing is that headcount planning here is not a rigid module you have to squeeze your process into. It's fully malleable, so you structure it the way your workflows actually run. You can connect directly to your HRIS, and Abacum integrates with close to 60 different HR systems. Once connected, you get a highly robust view of your headcount in a dedicated space. You can instantly see a headcount waterfall chart that clearly bridges your active headcount from the beginning of the period with leavers and new joiners. It also visualizes exactly how your headcount is distributed across different teams like sales, marketing, and product, using stacked bar charts over time. The financial breakdown is incredibly detailed. The summary table automatically separates your total headcount costs into specific line items like base salary, employer taxes, add-ons, and bonuses. It seamlessly aligns your historical actuals right next to your future forecasts on a month-by-month basis. You can also track staff costs separated out by every single department to see exactly where your budget is going. Here's one feature I really like. Abacum takes regular snapshots of your headcount data. Because of those snapshots, every leaver, every new joiner, and every delta from one month to the next is tracked automatically. You can also compare version over version. So if you want to see how your forecast evolved between your 1+11 and your 3+9, it is right there. You can also visualize all of this as an organizational chart. At the top of the org chart view, you get 3 filters: your version, your scenario, and your snapshot date. So I can pull up the org chart as of June, see exactly reported to whom, then switch the snapshot to November, and instantly see that 2 new positions were added. It's a clean way to walk a CHRO or a CEO through how the org has actually changed over time. One more thing I want to call out, because this is a real pain point in a lot of companies. Applicant tracking systems and HRIS systems almost never speak the same language. You might be tracking open requisitions in Greenhouse and active employees in Rippling, and their IDs don't match. When a candidate gets hired, they get a brand new employee ID, and suddenly your forecasted hires and your actual hires are living in 2 different worlds. This is how companies end up double counting headcount, where a requisition is still showing as open, even though the person has already started. Abacum solves this with probabilistic matching. It looks at attributes like location, salary band, and role, and tells you something like, this open rec in Toronto looks like a 90% match to this new hire who just joined in Rippling. Confirm? You confirm. The records merge, and your forecast and your actuals stay clean. The last piece worth showing is the approval workflow, because this is where the collaborative side really comes together. Each department head has their own headcount space where they can see active employees, requested hires, and declined hires all in one view. When they want to add a new role, they might make the request directly there. Once they're done, they move the status from in progress to review, which routes the request up to their leader. In the go-to-market org, a request from the head of customer success flows first to the go-to-market leader, who sees a consolidated approval summary across every department underneath them. Once they approve, it lands in the finance team's queue, and finance makes the final call. A couple of last things worth mentioning. Abacum supports multi-currency planning out of the box, which is a lifesaver if you're running a global team. And remember, Spaces are completely flexible, so you can set up your headcount planning dashboard exactly how you like it. To wrap things up, Abacum really changes the game when it comes to breaking down silos between finance, HR, sales, and marketing. You get decentralized input and team accountability without ever sacrificing the safety and integrity of your master model. If you're tired of chasing department heads for spreadsheet updates, this is definitely a tool worth checking out. Make sure to watch the other videos in this series where we'll dive even deeper, and you can find a link to learn more about Abacum in the description below.